You certainly can and should embrace being single when that's a part of your life cycle. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. So I've done some posts, because I've had people who've asked me about men. Can men be saved? And, relationships with men. And then I've had people say, I don't want relationships with men. I want to be by myself. And I think it's a beautiful thing if you want to be single. However, one of the things that I should emphasize, even when you're single, one, that's a part of your life's journey that you should embrace. But two, you still need to continue doing the work on yourself during the time that you were single. So just because you're single and you're not dating or you have no interest in dating doesn't mean that self improvement should stop. I mean, there's so many other areas where you can learn to improve and love yourself even more. So I think self improvement is something that you should be working on, um, you know, basically until you take the last breath out of your body. So other relationships that you can work to heal, even if you're not interested in dating in a romantic sense, um, one of the ways that you can work to improve and empower yourself even during your singleness and your self-love journey is still learning how to have relationships with people and that are platonic, that are healthy. And I'm not saying you got to go out there and be part of a social club or anything like that, but you just need to. One of the things that would be maybe beneficial, you don't need to do anything, you can do it or not. But one of the things that may be beneficial to you is learning how to embrace and empower yourself at every stage so that even if you're single, you could still have mentors, you could still have coaches, you could still have community, you could still have friendships. You could, if you don't have parents, you can have surrogates, mother like or father like figures, or family in other aspects of your life. So basically, learning how to have relationships in a platonic way, but in a healthy and loving way in which there's still reciprocity involved, there's still give and take, there's still healthy forms of dialogue. On top of that, there's ways that you can improve the relationship that you have with yourself in other aspects of your life. You've got your spiritual health, you've got your physical health, you've got your mental and emotional, psychological health. You also have your financial health. Even your sexual health is something that you can and should be working on while you're single, even if you choose to stay forever single, in however way that you choose to do that. Every relationship that you have, um, it shows you about the relationship that you have with yourself. So a good example of this is a relationship with money. If you hoard money, if you if you waste money, if you're an emotional spender, or if you tend to attract people around you that don't have money, all of these sorts of things that could be an indicator of, past relationship wounding that you may need to heal from. Even the jobs that you select, how you keep your home, these are other relationships with things that may be intangible that can be, that may be worth you nurturing as well. And your core values will need to shift in order to have relationships that are much more healthy for you. So if there's areas of your life where you have shame or guilt, if there's areas of your life in where you feel like you may struggle a bit, that's also something that you can tend to work on to improve the relationship with yourself. So I hope that helps. And if you like this kind of stuff, I'll continue to talk about it. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much down below. Take care.